At night, Japan's streets grow quieter than they should. Footsteps echo longer, streetlights hum softly, and in that silence, folklore does not fade, it listens. For generations, stories have warned that some spirits do not haunt ruins or forests, but sidewalks, school routes, and familiar corners of the city. They wear ordinary faces, they speak politely, and they ask simple questions. Among them, one legend endures with chilling persistence. She is known as Kuchisake-Onna, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. Hidden behind a mask, she approaches alone at night and asks a question that has no safe answer. Watashi, kirei. Am I beautiful? What follows, according to legend, is not a test of honesty, but a confrontation with fear itself. A reminder that beneath the surface of everyday life, old wounds still walk, still speak, and still demand to be seen. Kuchisake-Onna, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. In the quiet hours of the night, when city streets empty and shadows stretch unnaturally long, a question is said to drift through the darkness, soft, polite, and deadly. Watashi, kirei. Am I beautiful? This is the question attributed to Kuchisake-Onna, the Slit-Mouthed Woman, one of Japan's most enduring and unsettling urban legends. Appearing with her face partially concealed, often behind a surgical mask, she approaches solitary pedestrians and children walking home alone. The simplicity of her question belies the danger it carries. No answer is safe. Feared not only for her grotesque disfigurement but for the inevitability of her violence, Kuchisake-Onna occupies a unique space between ancient folklore and modern terror. Origins and the legend. Accounts of Kuchisake-Onna trace her origins to Japan's Edo period, a time marked by rigid social codes and domestic secrecy. Folklore describes her as a woman whose beauty provoked jealousy, often from a husband or lover who, in a fit of rage, mutilated her by slicing her mouth from ear to ear. In death, she returns as an Onryo, a vengeful spirit born from betrayal and violent injustice. She wanders dimly lit streets and narrow alleys, armed with scissors or a blade, reenacting her trauma upon unsuspecting victims. The encounter follows a grim ritual. A wrong answer brings instant death. A correct one merely delays it. Some legends claim escape is possible, through confusion, distraction, or offerings of candy, but survival is always uncertain. Panic in the modern age. While her roots lie in history, Kuchisake-Onna erupted into national consciousness in 1979. Reports of sightings in Gifu Prefecture spread rapidly through newspapers and word of mouth, igniting widespread fear. Schools organized patrols, children traveled in groups, and rumors transformed ordinary streets into spaces of dread. This phenomenon revealed something deeper than superstition, a collective anxiety magnified by modern media, where folklore adapted seamlessly to contemporary life. Cultural legacy. Since then, Kuchisake-Onna has become a recurring figure in Japanese pop culture. She appears in films such as Carved, The Slit-Mouthed Woman, as well as modern video games like Ghostwire, Tokyo. Each retelling reshapes her image, sometimes monstrous, sometimes tragic, but always tethered to fear. Her mask, once mundane, has become iconic, her question, a cultural shorthand for unavoidable horror. Symbolism and interpretation. Scholars and cultural critics interpret Kuchisake-Onna as more than a ghost story. Psychologically, she embodies fear of disfigurement and society's fixation on beauty. Culturally, she reflects suppressed rage, an echo of domestic abuse and patriarchal violence left unspoken. To some, she is a modern feminist symbol, a woman whose suffering is no longer silent, whose vengeance forces confrontation rather than avoidance. Her continued relevance underscores Japan's fascination with yokai and its ability to merge ancient myth with modern unease. Kuchisake-Onna endures because she asks a question with no correct answer. In doing so, she exposes a deeper truth about fear, appearance, and the consequences of violence hidden behind polite society. And somewhere, in the space between streetlights and silence, the question waits to be asked again. Tales of the World is your gateway to the most fascinating stories ever told. From ancient myths and forgotten legends to eerie folklore and unexplained mysteries, we travel across cultures and centuries to uncover the tales that shaped humanity. Mythology from every corner of the world, chilling folklore and ghost stories, legends, curses, and lost civilizations, unexplained phenomena and dark history. New stories every week. Subscribe and journey beyond the known world.